Hello guys, it's Dr. Cool Auto Fix. Today we got another one again. It seems like this week we've been getting a lot of crank no start, crank no start. Can someone please tell that guy to change that music please? Cause my ear is really hurting right now. So today we got a different guy which is almost the same configuration with this Jetta. That's why I'm showing you guys this Jetta Volkswagen Mk5 with a crank no start issue. It cranks just fine, but it won't start. Now I scanned it. I got a code, and the code that I got is about multiple cylinder misfire, which I know definitely cannot be able to cause that problem. But it could be related though. Yeah, sorry, I just have to take that break off because I'm really starving, really starving. So I gotta take that break off before I come back to you and hit you right there. You know, that was a really nice ride right there, which I got right there. So I hope you like it. So just taking some snacks, that's kind of a really junky food, and I'm back. I hope you guys are not hungry because I didn't remember that you guys are watching, so I would have get you some snacks too, so you join me at the process. So without wasting much of your time, let's get to it. What exactly could be the problem? Come on, Jetta, you should be going by now. You're still here. Can someone just tell Jetta to go, please? Okay, for the record here, I didn't get any code regarding the crankshaft position sensor, just like I got in the, which is unlikely like I got in the Volkswagen Jetta, my Jetta right here. So in this case, it's not gonna be a crank sensor we're gonna be replacing. So what could be the problem? Anything could be the problem. Let's get right in there. Jetta, please. Can you just shift a little bit? The customer who called me on the road that his car just got spoiled on the road, and the car just went off. So I got my car parked here, and just by the side of the road he pulled over. So right now I've got inside, got his scan. There is no any code. The first code which I was seeing there is just a normal multiple engine cylinder misfire, which in my opinion wouldn't be able to cause it not to start. Now this very situation, for this 2.5 liters, as you can see here, what I will implore you to do, suppose you have this one, is you want to remove this first. So in removing that, you have to pinch this clip here and pull out the mass airflow sensor pin, which is somewhere here. I'm going to show you, that's it right here. So you want to push it first, you push it, when you push it, then you grab this, you pull this back, right? You pull this back, let me show you. You can see it moving there, so you pull it back and remove it. Then when you get it removed, then that is when you get this one out. Now, in order for you to test a quick test is to know if, after scanning, if you have a scan tool, scan it first. If you don't have a scan tool, then the first thing you want to check for a car that died on the road, you might own a way is to see if fuel is coming. So here, I removed the cap, which you can see here on the fuel rod. That's a very good thing they did there, which is different from some other Asian model. So you want to open this, then find something like a key, all right, and request for ignition on, engine off, because at this very point here the situation is crank no start. So you pierce it here, you can see that it's just little or no fuel that come out of there. So there is two things possible, which I know within checking it from this inspection position here. It could be either there is a fuse that caught, or alternatively the fuse that supplies the fuel pump caught, or the fuel pump has just failed. So at this very point here, I have to establish if the fuel pump has failed or the fuse that caught. Now here, the fuse panel that deals with the engine compartment has to be here. So what to do, you want to pull it back like this and get it lifted up. Now if you don't have a multimeter, you can just look at it horizontally, not from here. If you look at it from here, you can see the problem. So you want to look at it from here. You can see pretty much that all the fuses that are here, they are intact and they are healthy. They have not been opened before, they have not been replaced before. All of them are healthy. There is no anyone that got blown out there. So in as much as it's not blown out there, there is 90% chance that we have a fuel pump problem, right? So I want to cover this back on just the same way you removed it so that water won't get in there. Now, so the next thing I want to take you there is to the back seat, rear seat, where the fuel pump is located. So let's go there. Okay, right here on the rear seat, what you just need to do here, you need to pull this up really hard. When you pull it up, you pull it from the first place, pull it from the second place, and it should be able to give you gap. You need to push this rear seat back in order to get it lifted up. You can actually lift this whole thing out, but that's not what we need. On the passenger front side, the back of the passenger front side, that's the rear seat, passenger seat rear side. That is where the fuel pump is located, and it is somewhere here, right? Now the next thing you want to do here before start going to get to know is you want to request for someone to put on the ignition on. When I put on the ignition on, you want to check between this wire, this brown wire here, right? This brown wire here and a blue wire with a red tracer right there. So you test between these two. You want to pinch it using a sharp back probe it. If you don't have a back probe, then you have to find something to say test light to test between this wire and this wire. That's the main feed that goes for the fuel pump. Now when I put on the ignition on, if you get a 12 volts reference or battery voltage right there, then 100% chance that the fuel pump is bad. So for obvious reason, in this very car here, they have actually done that. I've requested for ignition on, and I'm getting a 12 volt here, so I'm confident that the fuse, which I showed you previously, are intact, and the fuel pump is what has just failed on this very car right here. And to replace it is going to be very simple. All you want to do is want to find something to smack it from here, from this notch right here, so it can shift anti-clockwise. You hit it anti-clockwise. When it opens up, then the fuel pump should be right in there. You get a new one inserted inside, and that should be able to resolve your problem. Before you go, a second way to actually confirm that the fuel pump is a problem after getting the 12 volt is you want to request for ignition on, or let it try to crank it. If you don't hear any whining noise when I put ignition on, or when I crank it and you're not hearing any whining noise, when you put your ear down to that very point where you can see my probe is, then that's a confirmed K dead fuel pump. All right, I hope you find this information very useful and informative to actually resolving your problem with the crank no start on a Volkswagen Mk5 2005 model, 24 model. So this very moment I'm gonna be signing out. This is your guy, Dr. Cool Auto Fix. If you want to support me, go ahead. If you don't want to support me, no problem. I gotta catch you guys later. Bye for now.